10 years ago, I said to people on a fairly well-known bulletin board, um, there might come a day when they put a chip in our arm to track our every movement. And I was laughed at, here's the stupid vampire again, going off on a tangent, talking about his sci-fi bullshit, They ain't gonna do that shit, Von Helton, man. You're drinking Drano or some shit, And and here we are, man. That fucking little chip they put in your arm. I mean, the shit's here, tracking chip. And then, like somebody said in the comments here, talking about that real ID thing with the fucking RIFD chip in it or whatever. Shit like this 10 years ago, people laughed at it, man. They said, "Oh, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, this shit can't be real." Yeah, well, fuck, here it is. What are you gonna do about it now? The shit's here. It ain't coming. It's here. And now I'm hearing through the grapevine the possible actual cyborg implants. And I'm like, fuck, man. How far away are we till we get to the Terminator? Fuck. And the shit is real. And like Sagan was saying, may I see your papers, please? Geben Sie mich das Papieren bitte. Schnell. Let me see your papers, And how far away are we to that? Well, not very far. There was a lady a while back. It was supposedly a quote-unquote routine stop to check for drunk drivers, okay? So they stopped this lady, and, she's like, well, why are you stopping me? And he's like, oh, it's just a routine stop. The cop said, he's just like, it's a routine stop. And the lady's like, okay, and he's like, I want to see your ID. I said, well, and she says, well, what did I do wrong, And he's like, we just need to see your ID to verify you. And she's like, no, man, I mean, if I haven't done anything wrong, why you need to see my ID? And so this went on for a little while, and then finally, I guess the cop got disgusted and said, "Look, man, we're gonna take you out of the car, if you don't show us an ID." And she's like, "No, I mean, if I haven't done anything wrong, there's no need to show an ID." Well, the thing of it was, she was not drunk. She had no alcohol smell on her breath whatsoever. There was no open flask in her vehicle after they ransacked her vehicle, by the way. Yanked her out of the car. Now, she won her case. But the point is that supposedly all they were checking for was drunk drivers. See? So why all the fucking drama, man? If she doesn't have the smell of alcohol in her breath, she doesn't have an open flask, she's not acting drunk, drive on with your bad self and wait for the next one. What the fuck was this? Well, it's entirely possible it was more than just a routine stop, right? So, the shit that we're talking about is not far-fetched. And we need to be alert to this shit. And when it happens, and some people say, oh, if we just get the Democrats in there, if we could just get those Democrats in there. Newsflash. You've got the biggest Democrat president in there you could ever have. George Bush increased the size of the federal government by 800%. That's a Democrat thing, Us conservatives, we're for smaller government, I mean, I'm sure you probably heard that term. Yeah, So, no. Well, technically, Bush is neither a Democrat or a Republican. He's a globalist. Globalism is the new fascism, like brown is the new black or some shit like that, like the women say. I don't understand none of that shit, ladies. I'm sorry, but I don't understand that shit. But anyway, so this is some serious shit coming down the road, man. This cyborg shit, man, that scares the fuck out of me, man. I mean, it does. It really does, because, how far away are we from the Terminator, I think we need to keep our eyes fucking open, and watch what the hell's going on, because, And that reminds me, there was a in fact, I think the vid's here on YouTube, or it was Google, one or the other. I can't remember which. But I'm watching this vid of this android in Japan, and this female android, and she's sitting out on a park bench. She's so fucking real that people come up and start conversing with her, and she converses back with them. And she can hold an intelligent conversation. You cannot fucking tell the difference. And I'm just sitting there, I'm stunned. Because she's real. She looks real. And until the guy comes out, it got so bad at one point that she was being hit on, and the guy that was operating her controls and shit had to come out and say, yo, dude, drive on, because she's a fucking android, dude, and he's like, oh, man, And so that's some scary shit, man. That's some scary shit. When you sit down and you converse with somebody that you think is human, they look human, they smell human, they act human, they can carry on a cohesive conversation with you, and then this fucker with a remote control comes out from behind the bushes. Fuck, man. Man, that's some scary shit, dude. That's some scary shit. And so we need to be, scanning the news wires and shit, and kind of keeping an eye on stuff a little bit more than what we are, guys. Because this ain't no Democrat or Republican. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen any massive change when you put the Republicans in or when you put the Democrats in? Fuck no. You ain't never seen no massive changes take place, and you ain't gonna. Because it's two sides of the same damn coin, and we all know it by now. Most of us do. There's still a few diehards out there. All them Republicans, all them Democrats. Well, look, it's two sides of the same damn coin, and unless we can figure out how to get around the Democrats and the pubs, we ain't gonna get no shit done, man. We just ain't. We need to watch these ballots, man. These ballot machines is owned by Diebold, and Diebold is going to gravitate to the person that is going to help them out the most. I mean, let's be honest here. Whoever is financially expedient for them is who's going to get it. So we need to watch out for that shit too. Anything that you can't write in your vote, be very suspicious of it. But anyway, there's a ton of shit that I need to say about this, but I can't for lack of time. But anyway, maybe I can address it later. Quit, Smokey. Get your feet off my mouse, please. Anyway, let me ring this off and maybe I'll do a follow-up or some shit.